My child, I know you are tired, not the kind of tired that sleep can fix, not the kind of exhaustion that fades after a long night of rest or a quiet weekend away from the noise. No, beloved, I'm talking about the deeper weariness, the exhaustion that has made its home in the hidden corners of your soul, the fatigue you yourself have not even admitted is there. You have been carrying something heavy, something that has no name but takes up so much space inside your chest. You have been walking through days that feel like walking through water, slow, heavy, unseen. You have been praying the same prayers, whispering the same desperate words into the dark, and you have begun to wonder if I am listening. I know you have. Do not hide that from me now. Do not turn away in shame because you have doubted. I am not angry with you for your honesty. I'm not offended by your questions. I've watched you wake up each morning and put on a face of courage while inside you are crumbling. I have seen you smile at people who do not know the war that is raging inside your mind. I've heard you say, "I'm fine," when we both know you are anything but fine. And still, you have not given up. That is not nothing, my child. That is everything. You do not realize how close you are. You do not see what I see when I look at you right now. You look at your life and you see delay. You see closed doors. You see people who have moved ahead while you remain stuck in the same place. You see prayers that feel like they have hit a ceiling and fallen back down to the earth, unanswered and ignored. You see a version of yourself that is smaller than the one you dreamed you would become, and that vision has broken something inside you. I know. I have watched you grieve the life you thought you would be living by now. But listen to me. Please, stop for just a moment. Stop running. Stop striving. Stop trying to fix what only I can rebuild. I need you to hear what I'm about to tell you with every part of your being. This moment you are in right now, this season of waiting, this period of silence, this stretch of road where nothing seems to be moving and everything feels stuck. It is not punishment. It is not abandonment. It is not because you have done something wrong, or because you have not prayed enough, or because you have failed some hidden test that everyone else seems to have passed. No, my beloved, that is a lie, and you have been believing that lie for far too long. What you see as emptiness, I see as a womb preparing for birth. What you see as darkness, I see as the soil where roots grow strong. What you see as silence, I see as the space where your spirit learns to recognize my voice above all others. You have been asking me to change your circumstances, but I have been doing something much more important. I've been changing you, and I know you cannot feel it yet. I know you wake up each day feeling exactly the same as you did the day before. I know there is no dramatic shift, no lightning strike, no sudden breakthrough that makes everything make sense. But roots do not feel themselves growing, do they? They stretch deeper into the dark earth, millimeter by millimeter, unseen and uncelebrated. And yet without those roots, the tree cannot stand when the storm comes. I am growing your roots, my child. Do you remember Joseph? Do you remember the pit? Do you remember the chains? Do you remember the years he spent in a prison for a crime he did not commit? He cried out to me. He begged for deliverance. He wondered if I had forgotten him. He watched the years pass. He watched his youth fade. He watched the world move on without him while he sat in a dungeon, forgotten by everyone who had ever promised to remember him. But I had not forgotten him. I was preparing him. I was teaching him in the silence what no palace could ever teach him. I was giving him a vision in the darkness that would sustain him in the light. And then, in a single day, everything changed. The prison could not hold him. The chains could not bind him. The years of waiting were not wasted. They were the foundation. They were the fire that purified his character. They were the hammer that shaped him into a man who could carry the weight of a nation without being crushed by it. You are in your Joseph season, beloved, and you want out. I know you do. You want the sudden shift. You want the door to fly open. You want to go from the pit to the palace overnight. But if I brought you out right now, you would not be ready. If I opened the door before you had grown strong enough to walk through it, the very blessing you have been begging for would become a burden that breaks you. I am not keeping you waiting because I am cruel. I am keeping you waiting because I love you too much to release you unfinished. Trust the timing that you cannot understand. I know that is hard. I know your mind wants answers. I know your heart wants relief. I know your body is exhausted from holding on. But I'm asking you to hold on just a little longer. Not because I'm testing your endurance like some distant, detached judge, but because the dawn is closer than you think. The light is already breaking over the horizon, even though you cannot see it yet. The door is already swinging open, even though you cannot hear the hinges yet. Do you remember Moses? Do you remember the sea in front of him and the army behind him? Do you remember the moment when there was no way out, no plan, no human solution? The people screamed at him. They blamed him. They wished they had stayed in Egypt as slaves rather than die in the wilderness as free men. And Moses cried out to me. And I said something that I am saying to you right now. Why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to move forward. Move forward. Not backward, not sideways, not in circles. Forward. Even when you cannot see the path, even when the sea has not parted, even when the enemy is breathing down your neck, move forward. I did not part the sea so Moses could stand on the shore and admire it. I parted the sea so he could walk through it, and I will part whatever sea is standing in front of you. But you have to move. You have to take the step. You have to trust that I will open the ground beneath your feet as you place your weight upon it. You have been waiting for certainty, but faith does not live in certainty. Faith lives in the space between what you can see and what I have promised. Faith is the belief that I am good even when your circumstances are not. Faith is the trust that I am working even when you cannot feel me moving. Faith is the choice to believe that this season of waiting has a purpose even when every fiber of your being is screaming that you have been forgotten. You have not been forgotten. I have counted every tear you have cried. I have collected every drop. Do you know that? Do you know that your tears are precious to me? They are not wasted. I are not meaningless. They are not signs of weakness. They are prayers that you could not put into words. They are the language of a heart that is breaking and trusting at the same time. And I hear them. Every single one. You have cried in the dark when no one was watching. You have sobbed into your pillow so no one would hear. You have wiped your eyes and walked back into rooms full of people who had no idea that you were falling apart inside. I saw that. I saw every single moment, and I was closer to you in those moments than you could possibly imagine. I was not distant. I was not distracted. I was holding you. You could not feel my arms because you were so overwhelmed by the pain. But they were there. They have always been there. I am not going to leave you now. You are afraid, I know. You are afraid that this is as good as it gets. You are afraid that your best days are behind you. You're afraid that the dreams I placed inside your heart were cruel jokes, taunting you with a future you can never have. You're afraid that you have missed your window, that you are too old, too broken, too far gone, too late. Listen to me very carefully. The door I open is not a reward for perfection. The door I open is not a prize for getting everything right. The door I open is not something you earn by praying enough or being good enough or trying hard enough. The door I open is an act of grace. It is a gift. It is something I do because of who I am, not because of who you are. You could never be good enough to deserve what I want to give you, and you could never be bad enough to disqualify yourself from my love. Stop trying to earn what I'm giving you for free. That is hard for you to accept, isn't it? You have been taught that nothing in life is free. You have been taught that you have to work for everything. You have been taught that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. But I'm not like the world. I do not operate by the world's rules. I give gifts that cannot be earned. I pour out blessings that cannot be repaid. I love you not because you are worthy, but because I am love. And love gives. Love pours out. Love does not hold back waiting for the recipient to prove themselves. I'm pouring out something new over your life right now. Can you feel it? Even as you read these words, something is shifting. Something is loosening. The chains that have held you are beginning to crack. The walls that have surrounded you are beginning to develop hairline fractures. The light is finding its way into places that have been dark for a very long time. Do not be afraid of the light. Do not run back to the darkness because it feels familiar. The darkness has been your home for so long that the light feels uncomfortable. It feels exposing. It feels unsafe. But the light is not your enemy. The light is your healer. The light is your freedom. The light is the truth that you are not who the darkness told you that you are. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not the worst thing you have ever done. You are not the voices in your head that tell you that you will never change, never grow, never become anything more than what you are right now. Those voices are liars, and they have held you captive long enough. Do you remember Peter? Do you remember the night he denied me? Not once, not twice, 3 times. He swore he did not know me. He cursed and said he had never even met me. And then the rooster crowed, and Peter looked up and saw me looking at him, and he ran away and wept bitterly. He thought he was finished. He thought he had disqualified himself forever. He thought the story was over. But it was not over. It was not even close to over. After I rose from the dead, I sent an angel to the women at the tomb with a specific message. Go tell my disciples, and Peter, tell Peter especially. I wanted Peter to know that he was not excluded. I wanted Peter to know that his failure had not ended our relationship. I wanted Peter to know that I still had a plan for his life. And that plan was bigger than his worst moment. Your worst moment does not define you. Your biggest failure does not disqualify you. Your darkest secret does not separate you from my love. Nothing can separate you. Nothing. Not death, not life, not angels, not demons, not your past, not your future, not your mistakes, not your shame, not the things you have done or the things left undone. I love you, and that love is not conditional. It is not fragile. It does not depend on you getting your life together before I will accept you. Come to me now, not when you are better, not when you have fixed yourself, not when you have finally stopped struggling with the same sin for the 100th time. Come to me now with all of your mess, all of your pain, all of your questions, all of your doubt. I'm not afraid of your doubt. I'm not threatened by your questions. I'm big enough to handle your anger. I'm strong enough to hold your pain. Bring it all to me. I'm not going to shame you. I'm not going to turn you away. I'm going to take that weight off your shoulders. I'm going to exchange your heaviness for something light. I'm going to give you rest. You have been carrying burdens you were never meant to carry. Burdens of guilt, burdens of shame, burdens of regret, burdens of fear, burdens of what other people think, burdens of trying to control things that only I can control, burdens of pretending to be someone you are not, burdens of performing for approval that was already yours before you ever did a single thing. Let it go, right now, in this moment. Just let it go. You do not have to have it all figured out. You do not have to see the whole path. You just have to take the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step, and I will be there for every single one. I will not let you fall. I will not let you be destroyed. I will not abandon you in the wilderness. I am leading you somewhere. You cannot see it yet, but you will. You will look back on this season, and you will understand why it had to happen this way. You will see the threads that I was weaving together even when you thought everything was unraveling. You will see that I was working in the waiting. I was moving in the silence. I was building something beautiful out of the broken pieces of your life. Do you remember David? Do you remember the years between the anointing and the throne? Samuel poured oil over David's head and declared him king. And then David went right back to the field to tend sheep. He went back to obscurity. He went back to the same routine, the same hills, the same animals, the same unnoticed life. And years passed, years of waiting, years of running from Saul, years of hiding in caves, years of wondering if the prophecy would ever come true. But David did not waste those years. He wrote psalms in the caves. He learned to trust me in the darkness. He developed a heart that could carry a kingdom. And when the time was finally right, I brought him to the throne. Not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. Your throne is coming. Your promise is coming. Your breakthrough is coming. But you cannot rush the harvest. You cannot force the fruit to grow before its time. The seed is in the ground. The rain is falling. The sun is shining. The growth is happening even though you cannot see it. Be patient with the process. Be kind to yourself in the waiting. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You have no idea what their journey has cost them. You have no idea what battles they fought to get where they are. You only see the highlight reel. I see the whole story. And I'm not rushing your story. I'm writing it carefully, intentionally, with a precision that you cannot comprehend. I know you want the pain to end. I know you want the struggle to be over. I know you want to wake up one morning and feel light and free and whole. And that morning is coming, but do not wish away the process that is making you whole. The fire is uncomfortable. The refiner's fire burns away the impurities, but what emerges from that fire is pure, precious, valuable, worth everything it cost to produce. You are worth the process. Do not believe the lie that you are too broken to be fixed. Do not believe the lie that you have made too many mistakes to be used. Do not believe the lie that your life is over before it has really begun. I am the God of new beginnings. I am the God of resurrection. I am the God who brings life out of death, hope out of despair, beauty out of ashes. Do you believe that? Do you really believe that I am who I say I am? Because if you believe that, then you can trust me with your story. You can hand me the broken pieces and watch me create something you never could have imagined. You can stop trying to fix yourself and let me do what only I can do. You are not the potter, you are the clay. And the clay does not tell the potter what to make. The clay does not rush the potter's hands. The clay does not look at the wheel and demand to be finished before its time. The clay trusts. The clay yields. The clay rests in the hands that are shaping it. Rest in my hands, beloved. Stop squirming. Stop trying to jump off the wheel. Stop fighting the process that is making you beautiful. I know exactly what I'm doing. I've never made a mistake. I've never started something I could not finish. And I'm not going to start with you. You are my masterpiece. You are my workmanship. You are the poem I'm writing, the song I'm composing, the painting I'm creating. And when I'm finished, you will take your breath away. You will look in the mirror and see not the broken person you thought you were, but the glorious creation I always knew you could become. But you are not finished yet. So stop acting like you are. Stop judging the unfinished work as if it were complete. Stop condemning the sculpture while it is still being carved. Stop criticizing the seed while it is still buried in the dark soil. The dark soil is necessary. The hiddenness is necessary. The waiting is necessary. Do not despise the very things that are preparing you for your destiny. Do you remember Elijah? Do you remember the brook? I told him to go to the Kerith brook and hide, and I sent ravens to feed him there. He drank from the brook. He ate bread and meat delivered by birds. And he waited. He waited until the brook dried up, and only then did I send him to the widow of Zarephath. The brook was not punishment. The hiding was not rejection. The waiting was not wasted. It was preparation. It was protection. It was provision in a season when the rest of the land was starving. Your Kerith brook season is almost over. The water is low. I know you are thirsty. I know you are hungry for something more. But I have not forgotten you. I'm simply getting ready to send you to your Zarephath, and what awaits you there is greater than anything you left behind. But you have to trust me when the brook dries up. You have to trust that I have something better. You have to trust that I am leading you even when the path seems uncertain. You have to trust that I know what I'm doing even when you do not understand. You do not have to understand. You just have to trust. You do not have to see the whole staircase. You just have to take the first step. You do not have to know how the story ends. You just have to stay in the story with me. I'm not going to leave you in the middle of your story. I'm not going to abandon you in the hard chapters. I'm going to carry you through the valley and bring you out on the other side. The valley is not your destination. It is simply the path between where you were and where you are going. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep hoping. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep getting back up when you fall. Keep whispering my name in the dark. Keep reaching for me. Even when you cannot feel me, keep showing up even when you do not want to. Keep being faithful in the small things. Keep serving even when no one is watching. Keep loving even when love is not returned. Keep giving even when you feel empty. I see you. I see every act of faithfulness. I see every time you chose obedience over comfort. I see every time you bit your tongue when you wanted to lash out. I see every time you forgave when you wanted revenge. I see every time you got up early to pray when your body wanted to sleep. I see every time you opened your Bible when the words felt dry and empty. I see every time you came to church when your heart was not in it. I see every time you helped someone else when you were drowning yourself. I see it all. And I am keeping a record. Not a record of your sins. Those are gone, washed away, forgotten, but a record of your faithfulness. And I am going to reward that faithfulness in ways that will make your head spin. You think no one noticed, but I noticed. You think it did not matter, but it mattered more than you could ever know. You think your small, hidden acts of love were meaningless, but they were the very things that kept the kingdom moving. They were the leaven in the dough. They were the salt in the earth. They were the light on the hill. Do not grow weary in doing good. Do not lose heart. Do not give up. The harvest is coming. The reward is coming. The breakthrough is coming, and it will come suddenly. Unexpectedly, wonderfully. One day you will wake up and the heaviness will be gone. One day you will open your eyes and the fog will have lifted. One day you will take a breath and the weight on your chest will have disappeared. One day you will walk out your door and the path will be clear. One day you will hear my voice and it will not be a whisper but a roar. One day the door will swing open and everything will change. That day is closer than you think. Do you remember the tomb? Do you remember how dark it was on Saturday? The disciples hid in fear. Mary wept at the garden. Everyone thought the story was over. The Messiah was dead, buried, sealed behind a stone, and the enemy danced on the grave. But Sunday was coming. The stone did not stay rolled in front of that tomb. The grave could not hold its prisoner. Death itself was defeated. And on the third day, the earth shook, the angels descended, and the Son of God walked out of the darkness and into the light. Your Sunday is coming. Your resurrection is coming. The stone is already rolling away. The grave clothes are already falling off. The light is already flooding into the tomb. Do not let the darkness of your Saturday convince you that Sunday will never come. Saturday is not the end. Saturday is the pause before the miracle. Saturday is the silence before the shout. Saturday is the night before the morning that changes everything. Hold on through Saturday. The dawn is breaking. The sun is rising. The light is coming. I am the light of the world, and I am shining my light into your darkness right now. Can you feel it? Can you feel the warmth on your face? Can you feel the shadows retreating? Can you feel the hope rising in your chest like something that has been dead but is suddenly, impossibly alive again? That is me. That is my spirit. That is my breath filling your lungs with new life. That is my hand pulling you up out of the pit. That is my voice calling you by name and telling you that you are mine. You are mine, not because you earned it, not because you deserve it, not because you are good enough or strong enough or holy enough. You are mine because I chose you. I called you. I bought you with a price that you could never pay. I pursued you when you were running away. I loved you when you were unlovable. I saved you when you could not save yourself. And I am not finished with you. The best days of your life are not behind you. They are ahead of you. The greatest things you will ever do have not been done yet. The most significant chapters of your story have not been written yet. The deepest joys you will ever experience are still waiting for you in the future. Do not settle for less than what I have for you. Do not let the enemy convince you that this is as good as it gets. Do not let disappointment shrink your dreams. Do not let rejection harden your heart. Do not let fear make your world small. I've placed dreams inside you that are bigger than you can accomplish on your own. I have given you desires that only I can fulfill. I have planted seeds in your spirit that are meant to grow into forests. Do not cut them down because they are taking too long to grow. Do not pull them out of the ground because you cannot see the fruit yet. Water them, protect them, believe in them, trust me with them. Do you remember Abraham? Do you remember how old he was when I gave him Isaac? He was 100 years old. Sarah was 90. Their bodies were as good as dead. There was no human way for them to have a child. And yet, I had promised. And Abraham believed. He believed even when it was ridiculous. He believed even when it was impossible. He believed even when every logical part of his mind told him to give up. And I kept my promise. I will keep my promise to you, the promise I whispered to you in the secret place, the promise you have almost forgotten because so much time has passed, the promise that has been buried under disappointment and doubt and delay. That promise is not dead, it is not forgotten, it is not canceled, it is coming. But you have to stay in the game, you have to stay on the field, you have to keep swinging the bat, you have to keep showing up, you have to keep believing, you have to keep hoping, you have to keep trusting. Do not let the enemy steal your hope. Hope is the anchor of your soul. Hope is what keeps you going when everything in you wants to stop. Hope is the voice that says one more day when every other voice says give up now. Hope is the light that refuses to go out no matter how strong the wind blows. Guard your hope. Protect it. Feed it. Nurture it. Do not let the cynicism of the world quench it. Do not let the discouragement of others steal it. Do not let your own disappointment smother it. Your hope is precious to me. I am the God of hope. I am the source of hope. And I am filling you with hope right now. Can you feel it? That little flicker in your chest? That tiny flame that will not go out no matter how hard the wind blows? That is me. That is my spirit. That is my promise burning inside you. Do not despise the small beginnings. Do not despise the tiny flame. Do not despise the mustard seed of faith that seems so small and insignificant. That seed is going to grow into a tree so large that the birds of the air will nest in its branches. That flame is going to become a fire that cannot be extinguished. That small beginning is going to become something so glorious that you will look back on these days and barely recognize them. You are in the middle of your testimony. You are living through the very things that will one day help someone else survive their own darkness. Your pain is not pointless. Your struggle is not meaningless. Your story is not over. I am writing a masterpiece with the broken pieces of your life. I am creating something beautiful out of the ashes of your dreams. I am redeeming every tear, every loss, every disappointment, every failure. Nothing is wasted with me. Do you remember Joseph again? Not just the pit and the prison, but the palace? Do you remember the famine? Do you remember how Joseph's brothers came to Egypt begging for food? Do you remember the moment when Joseph revealed himself to them? They were terrified. They thought he would punish them. They thought he would finally get his revenge. But Joseph said something that has echoed through the ages. He said, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. What the enemy meant for your harm, I am using for your good. What was meant to destroy you is going to be the very thing that elevates you. What was meant to bury you is going to be the platform from which you bless the world." Do you believe that? Do you believe that I am bigger than your past? Do you believe that I am stronger than your enemy? Do you believe that I am wiser than your mistakes? Do you believe that I am more powerful than your problems? I am. I am all of those things and infinitely more. There is nothing too hard for me. There is no situation I cannot redeem. There is no mess I cannot clean up. There is no heart I cannot heal. There is no life I cannot save, including yours. I know you feel like you have messed up too many times. I know you feel like you have gone too far. I know you feel like you have crossed lines that cannot be uncrossed, but you do not know the depths of my mercy. You do not know the width of my love. You do not know the height of my forgiveness. My mercy is bigger than your worst sin. My love is stronger than your deepest shame. My grace is deeper than your greatest failure. Come home. Come back to me. Stop running. Stop hiding. Stop pretending. Stop performing. Just come. I am waiting for you with open arms. I'm not angry. I'm not disappointed. I'm not keeping score. I'm just waiting, longing, hoping that you will finally believe that I love you and that nothing you have ever done can change that. You are my child. You have always been my child. You will always be my child. Nothing can change that. Not your sins, not your doubts, not your failures, not your fears, not your questions, not your anger, not your apathy, not your wandering, not your running. You are mine, and I am yours. Now get up off the floor, wipe your eyes, lift your head, take a deep breath, and take the next step. I am with you, I am for you, I am in you, and I am never going to leave you. This is not the end, this is the beginning, your beginning. Now go. Walk in the confidence of a child who knows they are loved. Walk in the freedom of a prisoner who has been set free. Walk in the power of a warrior who has already won. The battle is mine. The victory is yours. Go, and do not look back. I love you. I have always loved you. I will always love you, and I'm so proud of you. Now, rest in that love. Let it heal you. Let it change you. Let it make you whole. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. I'm here. I've always been here, and I am not going anywhere. Neither are you. We are in this together, forever. Now breathe, my child. Just breathe, and know that I am God. Beloved, you felt that, didn't you? That warmth in your chest just now. That strange and sudden stillness. That moment when the noise inside your head stopped for just a breath, and something in you recognized that you were not alone in this room. You have been reading. You have been listening. You have been searching these words for something you cannot name, but desperately need. And I have been here with you the entire time. I never left, even when you set the last message down, even when you walked away and returned to the noise of your life, even when you forgot what you had felt. I stayed. I'm still here, and I have more to say, because the last time we spoke, something opened inside you, a door you thought had been sealed shut, a window you believed was painted over, a crack in the wall you had built around your heart. You felt hope again, even if only for a moment. You felt seen. You felt known. You felt like maybe, just maybe, someone understands the war you are fighting in secret. I do understand. I have watched you navigate a world that does not see you. I have watched you smile when you wanted to scream. I have watched you give when you had nothing left to give. I have watched you serve and serve and serve until your own soul became empty and dry, and I have watched you hide that emptiness behind a mask of competence and courage. You are so brave, my child, braver than you know, but even the bravest soldier must eventually lay down their weapons and admit that they are tired. You are tired, not just in your body, not just in your mind, but deep in your spirit. That part of you that used to burn with passion for the things of me. That part of you that used to wake up early just to sit in my presence. That part of you that used to sing worship songs with tears streaming down your face because my love had overwhelmed you completely. That fire has dimmed, not gone out, but dimmed. And you have been trying to pretend that it hasn't. Stop pretending with me. I already know. I know about the mornings you cannot bring yourself to pray. I know about the nights you fall asleep with your Bible unopened on the nightstand. I know about the Sundays you sat in church while your heart was 1,000 miles away. I know about the worship songs that used to make you weep, but now leave you cold. I know about the sermons you used to hang on every word of, but now can barely remember 5 minutes after they end. You've been drifting, slowly, almost imperceptibly, like a boat whose anchor has been pulled up but is still close enough to the shore that you don't realize you are moving. But you have moved. You are further from me than you used to be. And you feel it. That distance aches. That gap between us has become a chasm in your soul, and you do not know how to close it. I will close it. Do you remember Peter on the water? He stepped out of the boat because I called him. He walked on the waves because he kept his eyes on me. But then he looked at the wind. He looked at the waves. He looked at the impossibility of what he was doing. And he began to sink. He did not sink because the waves were too high or the wind was too strong. He sank because he took his eyes off me. You are sinking, beloved, not because your problems are too big, not because your struggles are too many, not because your faith is too small. You are sinking because you have been looking at the storm instead of looking at me. You have been counting your failures. You have been rehearsing your fears. You have been replaying your mistakes. You have been measuring your inadequacy. And the more you look at all of that, the further you drift from the one who calms the sea with a whisper. Turn your eyes back to me. I know it is hard. I know the storm is loud. I know the waves are crashing against your boat and you are certain you are about to go under. But I'm not standing on the shore watching you drown. I'm in the boat with you. I've always been in the boat with you, and I'm not afraid of the storm. The storm is afraid of me. Do you remember when I calmed the sea? The disciples woke me up in a panic. They thought they were going to die. They could not understand how I could sleep while everything around them was falling apart. But I was not sleeping because I was unaware. I was sleeping because I was unafraid. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I knew the storm had already been defeated before the first wave rose, and when I stood up and spoke to the wind and the waves, they obeyed instantly. Not because the sea recognized my authority, but because the sea had no choice but to recognize my authority. Your storm has no choice but to obey me. The financial crisis that is keeping you awake at night must obey me. The marriage that is falling apart must obey me. The children who have wandered far from home must obey me. The diagnosis that has turned your world upside down must obey me. The depression that has wrapped itself around your throat like a cold hand must obey me. The anxiety that whispers lies into your ear every moment of every day must obey me. The addiction that has held you captive for years must obey me. Nothing in all of creation is outside of my authority. Not the wind, not the waves, not the enemy, not your past, not your future, not your sin, not your shame. And I am speaking to your storm right now. Peace, be still. Do you feel that? The wind is not as strong as it was a moment ago. The waves are not as high. The panic in your chest is beginning to quiet. That is me. That is my voice cutting through the chaos. I'm not shouting. I've never needed to shout. I speak in a still, small voice, and that voice is more powerful than any hurricane the enemy can throw at you. But you have to listen. You have to quiet yourself long enough to hear me. You have to stop fighting long enough to let me fight for you. You have to stop striving long enough to let me be God in your life. That is hard for you. I know. You are a striver. You are a fighter. You are someone who has learned that if anything is going to get done, you have to do it yourself. You have been hurt by people who promised to help and then disappeared. You have been disappointed by leaders who said they would pray but never called. You have learned to rely on yourself because relying on others has only led to pain. But I am not others. I am not a person who will let you down. I am not a friend who will forget about you. I am not a leader who is too busy for your pain. I am your father, and I have never failed a single one of my children, not one. In all of history, through all the centuries, through all the wars and famines and plagues and persecutions, I have never failed. I have never been late. I have never been absent. I have never been distracted. I've never been indifferent. I've never been cruel. I've never been unfair. I've never been unjust. I am perfect love, and perfect love casts out fear. The fear you are carrying right now, the fear that something terrible is about to happen, the fear that you have already missed your chance, the fear that you are not good enough, strong enough, wise enough, holy enough, the fear that I am disappointed in you, the fear that you have been disqualified, the fear that your best days are over, the fear that you will die with your song still unsung, your purpose still unfilled, your destiny still unreached. That fear is not from me. That fear is a weapon the enemy uses to keep you small. And you have been holding that weapon against your own chest for far too long. Drop it, right now. Just drop it. You do not need to be afraid anymore. You do not need to live in constant vigilance, waiting for the next disaster. You do not need to check every corner for hidden danger. You do not need to lie awake at night rehearsing every possible worst-case scenario. I am your protector. I am your shield. I am your defender. I am the one who goes before you and the one who comes behind you. I am the one who guards your coming in and your going out. I am the one who watches over you while you sleep. I am the one who wakes you up each morning with mercies that are new every single day. You are safe with me. But you do not feel safe. I know, because somewhere along the way, something happened that shattered your trust. Someone hurt you. Something broke you. Some experience convinced you that the world is not safe, and neither am I. You have been living behind walls you built to protect yourself, walls that you thought would keep the pain out. But those same walls have kept my love out. They have kept my comfort out. They have kept my healing out. Let the walls come down. I know you are afraid of what will happen if you let them fall. You are afraid that without your walls, you will be vulnerable. You will be exposed. You will be hurt again. And you cannot survive another betrayal. You cannot survive another wound. You cannot survive another heartbreak. But, beloved, you are not surviving now. You are just existing, hiding. Surviving behind your walls is not living. It is just not dying. And I did not create you to barely survive. I created you to thrive. I created you to live in freedom and joy and peace. I created you to dance and sing and laugh and love without fear. I created you to experience the fullness of life that I died to give you. The walls have to go. Do you remember Joshua? Do you remember the walls of Jericho? They were massive, impenetrable. The city was locked up tight. No one went in. No one came out. The enemy thought they were safe behind those walls. They thought they had built something that could never be torn down. But I gave Joshua a strategy. Not a battering ram, not a siege tower, not an army of archers. I gave him a procession of priests carrying trumpets and the Ark of the Covenant. I told him to march around the walls once a day for 6 days, and on the 7th day to march around 7 times, and then to shout, and the walls came down. Not because Joshua was strong, not because the people were mighty, not because their strategy was brilliant. The walls came down because I am the God who tears down walls. I am the God who opens prison doors. I am the God who parts seas. I am the God who defeats giants. I am the God who raises the dead. And I am the God who is going to tear down your walls, not with violence, not with force, not with shouting and fighting and striving. I'm going to tear them down with love, with patience, with gentleness, with persistence. I'm going to walk around your walls day after day, whispering my love over you until the stones begin to crumble. I'm going to show you that you can trust me by being faithful to you in 1,000 small ways that you have been too distracted to notice. The sunrise this morning was for you. The breath in your lungs right now is for you. The song that came on the radio that made you think of me was for you. The text from a friend who had no idea you were struggling was for you. The moment of peace in the middle of your chaos was for you. The sudden idea that solved a problem you'd been wrestling with for weeks was for you. I am speaking to you all the time. I am pursuing you all the time. I'm loving you all the time. You just have not been listening. You have been too busy, too distracted, too scared, too tired. But you are listening now. You are here. You are present. You are letting my words sink past your defenses and into the soft, tender places you have protected for so long. And something is happening inside you. Something is shifting. Something is awakening. Something that has been asleep for a very long time is beginning to stir. That is your spirit. That is the part of you that knows me. That is the part of you that has never stopped believing, even when your mind was full of doubt. That is the part of you that recognized me before you knew my name. That is the part of you that will never die, never fade, never fail. Listen to that part, feed that part, nurture that part, let it grow strong again. Let it push back the darkness that has been encroaching on your soul. Let it remind you of who you really are. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not your struggles. You are not your temptations. You are not your doubts. You are not your fears. You are not your weaknesses. You are my child. You are chosen. You are beloved. You are redeemed. You are forgiven. You are free. You are whole. You are enough. Not because of anything you have done, but because of everything I have done. Do you remember David and Goliath? Everyone else saw a giant. David saw a target. Everyone else saw a problem too big to solve. David saw an opportunity for me to show up. Everyone else was hiding behind their walls, trembling in fear. David ran toward the giant with nothing but a sling and a stone, not because he was arrogant, not because he was foolish, but because he knew that the battle was mine. The giant you are facing right now, the one that has been terrorizing you for years, the one that has kept you up at night and stolen your peace and made you feel small and helpless. That giant is not as big as you think. From your perspective, crouched behind your walls, that giant looks massive. But from my perspective, sitting on the throne of the universe, that giant is nothing. A gnat, a speck of dust, a whisper of a threat that cannot touch you because you are hidden in me. Run toward your giant, not in your own strength, but in mine. Pick up your sling, choose your stones, and take the first step. The giant will fall, not because your aim is true, but because I am the one guiding the stone. You have been waiting for the giant to go away before you step out of hiding. But the giant does not leave on his own. He has to be confronted. He has to be faced. He has to be defeated. And you are the one I have chosen to defeat him, not because you are strong, but because I'm strong in you. Do you remember Gideon? He was hiding in a winepress, threshing wheat in secret because he was afraid of the Midianites, and I called him a mighty warrior. He did not feel like a mighty warrior. He felt like a coward. He felt like the least in his family. He felt like he had nothing to offer. But I did not call him because of how he felt. I called him because of who I am. And with an army of 300 men carrying torches and trumpets, I defeated the entire Midianite army. You are Gideon, beloved. You are hiding in your winepress, afraid to be seen, afraid to be known, afraid that you have nothing to offer, and I am calling you a mighty warrior. I am telling you that the army arrayed against you is already defeated. I am telling you that the battle is won before it has even begun. But you have to come out of the winepress. You have to stop hiding. You have to stop believing that you are too small, too weak, too insignificant to make a difference. You are not any of those things. You are exactly who I need, not in spite of your weakness, but because of it. Because when you are weak, then I am strong. When you have nothing, I am everything. When you cannot, I can. Your weakness is not a problem for me. It is an invitation. It is the opening I have been waiting for, because as long as you think you can handle things on your own, you will not depend on me. As long as you believe you are strong enough, you will not reach for my strength. As long as you trust your own resources, you will not access mine. I need you to be weak. I need you to be empty. I need you to be broken, not because I enjoy your pain, but because only empty vessels can be filled. Only broken soil can receive seed. Only cracked pots can let my light shine through. You have been trying to appear strong for so long. You have been holding yourself together with willpower and determination and gritted teeth. And you are exhausted. You are running on fumes. You have nothing left to give. And you think that is a problem. But it is not a problem. It is the answer to a prayer you did not know you were praying. Finally, you are empty enough for me to fill. Finally, you are broken enough for me to heal. Finally, you are desperate enough for me to move. I have been waiting for this moment, not because I wanted you to suffer, but because I wanted you to stop trying to save yourself. I wanted you to stop pretending you had it all together. I wanted you to stop performing and posing and pretending. I wanted you to come to the end of yourself so that you could finally find the beginning of me. This is that moment, right now, in this room, in this silence, in this space between hope and despair, between faith and doubt, between holding on and letting go. This is the moment when everything can change, not because you finally figured it out, but because you finally gave up trying to figure it out. Surrender, not defeat, not giving up, not admitting that you are too weak to win. Surrender is the moment when you stop fighting a battle that was never yours to fight. Surrender is the moment when you lay down your weapons and let me be your shield. Surrender is the moment when you stop trying to control the outcome and trust that I already have. I already have, beloved. I already have. The victory is already won. The breakthrough has already happened. The provision has already been released. The healing has already been accomplished. The freedom has already been purchased. The door has already been opened. You just cannot see it yet because you are standing in the wrong place. You are standing in fear instead of faith. You are standing in doubt instead of trust. You are standing in the problem instead of the promise. Move. Take one step, just one, not in the direction of your fear, not in the direction of your doubt, not in the direction of your past failures. Take one step in the direction of my promise. Take one step toward the thing I told you I would do. Take one step toward the dream I placed inside your heart. Take one step toward the destiny I prepared for you before the foundation of the world. That step will feel foolish. That step will feel risky. That step will feel like jumping off a cliff with no parachute, but the parachute is already there. I am the parachute, and I will not let you fall. Do you remember Peter again? After he sank, I reached out my hand and caught him. I did not let him drown. I did not let the waves swallow him. I pulled him up and walked him back to the boat, and that failure did not disqualify him from his calling. That failure became part of his testimony. That failure taught him something about me that he could never have learned any other way. Your failures are not the end of your story. They are the middle. They are the turning point. They are the moment when you finally understand that you cannot do this alone. And once you understand that, you are finally ready to receive everything I have for you. Do you remember Paul? He started out as Saul, a murderer of Christians. He breathed threats against my people. He arrested them. He imprisoned them. He voted for their execution. And then I met him on the road to Damascus. I knocked him off his horse. I blinded him with my glory, and I called him to be my apostle to the nations. Not in spite of his past, but because of it, because the depth of his sin became the backdrop for the height of my grace, because the violence of his persecution became the proof of the power of my transformation, because the man who had been the greatest enemy of the church became the one who wrote most of the New Testament. If I can use Paul, I can use you. If I can redeem Saul, I can redeem your past. If I can transform a murderer into an apostle, I can transform your failures into something beautiful. Nothing you have done is beyond my reach. Nothing you have said is beyond my forgiveness. Nothing you have thought is beyond my grace. Come to me. Not when you have cleaned yourself up, not when you have fixed your life, not when you have stopped struggling. Come to me now. Come to me dirty. Come to me broken. Come to me ashamed. Come to me afraid. Come to me tired. Come to me doubtful. Come to me angry. Come to me confused. Come to me bitter. Come to me resentful. Come to me defeated. Come to me exactly as you are, and let me do what only I can do. I'm not intimidated by your mess. I'm not surprised by your sin. I'm not shocked by your struggles. I knew every single one of them before you were born. I knew every choice you would make, every word you would speak, every thought you would think, and I chose you anyway. I loved you anyway. I died for you anyway. Nothing you can do will make me love you more. Nothing you have done will make me love you less. My love for you is not based on your performance. It is based on my character, and my character does not change. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The love I had for you when I formed you in your mother's womb is the same love I have for you right now. The love I had for you when I hung on the cross is the same love I have for you in this moment. The love I will have for you when you stand before me in glory is the same love I have for you in your darkest hour. My love does not fluctuate. My love does not diminish. My love does not run out. My love is infinite, eternal, unconditional, unfailing, unbreakable, unstoppable. And that love is pursuing you right now. Not to condemn you, not to punish you, not to shame you, but to heal you, to restore you, to set you free, to lift your head, to dry your tears, to bind your wounds, to mend your heart, to renew your strength, to give you hope. Let me love you. I know that is hard for you. You have been hurt by love before. You have been abandoned by people who said they loved you. You have been betrayed by those who promised to stay. You have been wounded by love that was conditional, love that was selfish, love that was manipulative, love that was abusive. And you have learned to be careful, to hold back, to protect yourself, to never let anyone get too close. But I am not anyone. I am the source of love. I am love itself. Everything you have ever longed for in love, every dream you have ever had of being fully known and fully accepted, every fantasy you have ever entertained of being cherished and celebrated and protected and pursued. All of that is a shadow of what I offer you. I offer you perfect love, love that never leaves, love that never fails, love that never hurts, love that never betrays, love that never disappoints, love that never changes, love that never ends. Let me love you. Let me hold you. Let me carry you. Let me fight for you. Let me provide for you. Let me protect you. Let me guide you. Let me teach you. Let me correct you. Let me shape you. Let me use you. Let me be your father in the way you have always needed a father to be. Let me be your mother in the way you have always needed a mother to be. Let me be your friend in the way you have always needed a friend to be. Let me be your lover in the way you have always needed a lover to be. Let me be everything you have ever needed and everything you have ever wanted and everything you have ever dreamed of. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am everything, and I am yours, completely, totally, unreservedly, forever. Now rest in that. Let that truth sink down past your intellect and into your spirit. Let it bypass the walls you have built and the defenses you have erected. Let it find the deepest, darkest, most hidden part of you, and let it bring light. You have been in the dark for too long. You have been hiding for too long. You have been alone for too long. Come out. Come into the light. Come into my arms. Come home. I am waiting. I have always been waiting. I will always be waiting. But you do not have to wait any longer. The door is open. The table is set. The celebration is ready. Come. Come now. Come home. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Now rest, just rest, and know that I am God.